peace, reconciliation, compassion, etc. you mentioned. What could be the role of African Union, for example? After all, we are just back from the anniversary summit, the 50th anniversary of African Union and of regional cooperations. Are you attentive only to internal factors or collective factors? Are they important also? And the second question, back to the economics, if you allow me. More sad questions, very important questions. You mentioned resources, of course, and you mentioned developments, two words very important for African countries. How will you manage in your country the relations between the resources and development? Which methods will you use to avoid what we call in French la malédiction des ressources, which is in English, I guess, the raw material curse? How will you do with that?
Thank you very much, and these are very important questions. Indeed, in the AU forum, there was extensive debate on the ICC, and I've been asked that question over and over again. I believe that truth and reconciliation and its role in healing and forgiveness is based on the peculiarity of every country and what happened in every country. And it's also based in the culture of the people of that country and how they can achieve healing as a result of that process. And so there's no one fixed prescription for any country. But the African Union provides us with a platform to continue, one, to pool our resources and ideas together, two, to act in a collective manner in terms of peace and security, in terms of human development, in terms of democracy and constitutional governance. And so I think that that is a very important forum for us in Africa in our forward movement as countries. With regards to resources, I think that one of the issues that has made the question about whether resources could be a blessing or a curse has been because of the time frame and experience in which various countries have had these resources. I believe that for the current democracy and constitutional governance that is being built in Africa, it creates the basis for resource-rich countries not to fall back into the bad old days. My country, Ghana, has discovered oil and gas, and often I'm asked, would it be a blessing or a curse? Of course it's going to be a blessing. One, because we have the opportunity to learn from countries that had these resources earlier and had a problem with managing those resources. And in terms of putting in the legislation on how to exploit these resources, we've gained from the worst cases and we've gained from the best cases. Our neighbors, Nigeria, have been very generous in sharing their experience with us. They've been very generous in telling us where they went wrong and what actions they've taken to correct the wrong that occurred. We've also learned from countries that are touted as the best in managing resources like this, like Norway and Trinidad and Tobago. And so with the kind of experience that we have had, I mean, there should be no reason why we should fall or make the same mistakes that others made. But most importantly is the fact that Ghana has discovered these resources at a time when we have democracy and constitutional governance. We have a vibrant media, we have freedom of expression, our people are not afraid to speak out.